Meanwhile, the first woman from Africa has been appointed as the 7th Secretary of the Commonwealth. Shirley Botchwey will represent the organisation globally, and she'll be in touch with Commonwealth governments. She spoke to our correspondent Charlotte Gallagher about what she hopes to achieve in her role.
You're the first African woman to be Secretary General of the Commonwealth and only the second woman to be in this role.
That's correct.
How do you see this role?
The responsibility is not lost on me at all, as a woman, as a Secretary General, on what to do in order to support our member countries in such turbulent times in which we find ourselves.
You talk about turbulence around the world. I mean, Canada, for example, Donald Trump suggesting that they become the 51st state of the United States. Canada obviously doesn't want that to happen. They're a Commonwealth nation. Also, how can the Commonwealth support Canada if their independence is being threatened in that way?
I believe that the time has come for our countries, the Commonwealth family, to look outside. Of course, we will always have bilateral relations and trading relations with other countries, but let's look at what we can do from within, taking the Commonwealth advantage into an opportunity. And that's where trade and investment comes in, that we should look at trading amongst ourselves more. The U.S. is the biggest trading partner of Canada, but I think that time has come now for us to all diversify, look at other possible or potential partners, and maybe in the future, someday, even have a free trade area.
And the Commonwealth obviously was born out of the British Empire.
Yeah.
And I know one thing that you feel quite strongly about is reparations because of transatlantic slavery and also colonialisation. Where do you see that money coming from? And also, is that something that you're going to be pushing for in your role to have reparations?
The Commonwealth has not shied away from difficult topics or discussing difficult situations, but we've always come to a mutual understanding, and so I don't believe that this will be any different. Yes, we've been tasked to start the conversation, which we will. I'm only 2 months into my position.
Because currently Sir Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister, says he doesn't believe in financial reparations. Is that something that you would like to have a discussion with him about then?
Well, this is more to do with the heads of government and the decision that they have taken. I will take orders and the directives from the heads of government. Let's start the conversation. Let's start the respectful conversation that the heads of government have asked us to start, and we'll see where that goes.
One thing that human rights groups have talked about the Commonwealth is the different laws in different countries and how different people are treated. So homosexuality, for example, is still illegal in some Commonwealth countries and punishable by death in some of them. You know, for people to feel like they're in a family of nations, but if they're watching this in some countries, they might think, well, I can't be my true self because I might go to prison or I might be sentenced to death. Is that something the Commonwealth needs to look at and perhaps question whether some countries should still be in the Commonwealth if they have, for example, the death penalty for being gay?
Any violations of human rights is something that the Commonwealth Secretariat would have to involve itself. But these are conversations and engagements that are not in the full glare of the public, and will continue to happen once it comes to our attention. Already we know that there are some countries that have laws against, and there are some countries that have liberalized their laws, and will continue to work with all our countries to make it, to ensure the rights of the citizens are protected.
And looking at the future of the Commonwealth, obviously Barbados became a republic, Jamaica's looking at becoming a republic as well, other countries. Could you see a future where the leader of the Commonwealth, the head of the Commonwealth, was no longer the British monarch, but perhaps it rotated with different countries?
What may happen in the future it lies in the bosom of the heads of government. It would be their decision. But for now, I believe that His Majesty the King brings a lot of value. They don't take away anything from the Commonwealth, rather they bring value to the Commonwealth. And it's an organization that is unique, that a lot of countries, I am told, are waiting to be members of.
Well,